Diablo 4. It's not for your phones or your local church. With a large open world, shared by other players, crunchy combat and oh my Lilith. Welcome to The Worst Review, a series where I play an MMO, or in this case a pseudo MMO, for the first time, using my short attention span and lack of reviewing skills to see how your favourite MMO stacks up to the rest. What is Diablo 4? For those of you who have never played a Diablo, it's an action RPG with loot and slaughter galore. FYI, breast milk not included. You can tackle the open world with players around you, or even group up with your friends and tackle the storyline together, boasting a simple yet diverse build system for your character, depending on your idea of simple and your definition of diverse. Anywho, let's make a character, let's go with the Necromancer. I use games to escape the real world, so naturally, I'll make me. Well, as close as I can get anyway. Depressing. Once that's done, I have a choice to make my character a hardcore character, so if he dies, for good. Softcore it is then, because I will die a lot. Not because of instability, optimization or server issues, mind you, I will die because I'm shit at games. We'll start on World Tier 2, because why would anyone choose World Tier 1? When I finally hit start, I am introduced to the game's lore through a cutscene. I did have a horse to begin with, but it died, and turns out it was playing on hardcore, so it didn't revive. Quick note though, I'm a necromancer and didn't try to bring it back to life. It's snowing heavily, so I hide in a cave, and this is where the game starts. Like any true hardcore gamer, the moment I get freedom to play, I automatically spend it in the menus and mess with the graphic settings. Once my curiosity is sated, I follow the adventure line that is the main story. Meet some locals, offer to clear out a nearby demon-infested ruins, discover the tutorial is mainly about opening doors for some reason, and the combat's crunchy. Real crunchy. I feel every kill. Even the fodder enemy feel crunchy. Gold and loot are dropping for days and I'm leveling up at a quick pace. It is early game, but I'm getting ability points to craft a build early on. This process leads me to defeating the tutorial big bad. I let the townsfolk know I'm amazing and they should love me, so they drug me and feed me demon blood. I get saved and learn we're super special, so our road to hunting down the daughter of hatred and mother of the realm we inhabit, Lilith, has returned, and it's a bad time for everyone. Story-wise, I won't spoil much past that, as it's quite a good story and leaves things open enough for expansions and season content. I want to make a joke about the voice acting, but I can't. It's really good, and the cutscenes are what we've come to expect from a Blizzard game. Top tier and look absolutely fantastic. With the tutorial over and the introductions to the game mechanics out of the way, I start to procrastinate, and I wander about. Which completes the challenge. That when I open the menu to check what it is, I notice the cash shop. So I go look at that instead. And hey, who would have guessed? Cosmetics for days. I am guessing Blizzard added mounts just to sell cosmetics. 1,500 to 2,000 platinum coins for most of them as well. That's the store currency. Every cash shop needs its own currency. Might as well check how much platinum is. Oh, goody. 200 coins is €1.99. 500 is €4.99. And 1,000 is... it's €9.99. What the absolute fuck? Why would anyone buy anything over the 200 coin bundle? It's €9.99 for 1,000 coins, but if you buy the 200 coins 5 times, it costs €9.95. You get no free extra coins until you pay €24.99, by the way, so clearly the idea is to get you to buy 25 quid's worth of the coins or more. Excellent. On the other hand, not once through my playthrough though was the cash shop forced on me, so there is that. I just closed the cash shop and continued with the story for a bit, in hopes the aneurysm the cash shop gave me goes away. Eventually, I do reach the main city and I'm met with lag and banding issues as I cross the threshold. Which is nice, makes me feel like I'm transcending time and space to enter this cult city of angels. I, however, do check my graphic settings to see if that helps. It doesn't. This was an issue in the beta as well, so I'm guessing it's a feature now. Back to the city itself though. It's got everything you need. Vendors, blacksmiths, jewelers, atmosphere, and players, yay! Following MMO etiquette though, I ignore them and continue my journey. Solo play from me, thanks. Back out in the world, I try some of the world events and I found them varied enough. You probably won't go out of your way to do every one of them you come across, unless you're grinding to some degree, but they're a nice option and not overly tedious. The side quests on the other hand, story-wise, are quite nice and varied. A lot of them make you feel as if you're part of a living, breathing world, plus they feed into the game's renown system, which is basically an XP bar of the region you're in that can give rewards like extra ability points and such, that also happen to apply to any character you make or have. So you'll definitely be going out of your way to do them. Some of these side quests include the local dungeons, and don't worry, this is where tedium sets in. The dungeons, to cut it short, are boring. Absolutely tedious. And might as well be mandatory. Not only for the XP gains, loot drops, renown, but also for aspects, which are abilities that augment your character in the endgame, and can impact your character build immensely. So what are the problems with the dungeons? Simple! To complete the dungeons, there are very few requirements that culminate in killing a boss at the end. Killing every mob in the dungeon, or seeking out a few specific targets, or releasing a few specific prisoners. Sure, it sounds varied, but it's not. Do 2 or more dungeons and you've seen it all. Did I mention backtracking? There's a lot of backtracking. A whole lot of backtracking. Anywho, with that revelation, I also realised I was getting squishier as I levelled up, and the undead skeletons I had raised from the dead to help me, as I like to take physical effort out of the equation when mowing down enemies in their thousands. Also, respecking and refunding all your ability points is rather cheap and quick to do, which is actually pretty nice, so your decisions on how to play isn't set in stone. With my slightly less squishy build, I just play, and play some more. I literally just couldn't stop playing. After a lot more playing and a lot more time with the world, I eventually remembered there's a transmog system. And anyone who has seen my streams knows fashion is endgame for me, so I go do that. And surprisingly, it's pretty straightforward. You can save outfits to swap between, the slots for this do cost in-game gold, but that's the only expense. The rest is completely free. You unlock the look of an item for transmog by salvaging an item, go to a wardrobe in a city inn and put it on. If you change items or swap out gear, the look will still remain, so it's simple and straightforward, which meant I spend a lot more time here than necessary. With that done, I do what everyone else is doing and stream. So it's a great time to try out the party system. I drag the community along with me and quickly realise that it doesn't matter how far in the campaign someone is in comparison to you, or their level, they can do everything with you. You all get XP and rewards. It's rather refreshing compared to other games where you need to be at the same point in the game. I enjoyed this process so much I continued it off stream, and it should be mentioned that Diablo 4 on PS5 and Xbox supports couch co-op. I tried to wrangle my other half to join me, she declined, she's still mad there's no /spit emote. This doesn't deter me though, I go back to streaming, grab a friend, and yes, I haven't mentioned the Butcher yet.
Oh Jesus.
By this point, I had met the soul-crushing demon a handful of times. The first few times we met, he basically one-shot me, and I wasn't bloody recording. Veterans and the media inclined know and have heard rumourings of the Butcher. He's a mainstay of the franchise. This hulking mass of misery and frustration randomly pops up and humbles you.
Now dead.
And I mean randomly. However, with a friend in tow, we effortlessly revived each other after every misstep, and in the end, we were victorious. Was the loot worth the pile of shit in my pants? Not really. But at this point, I had more than enough playtime to openly review the game. Being Season 0, knowing the endgame won't hold too much content besides getting stronger, getting better gear, and participating in Helltide, and doing Nightmare Dungeons, which I'm not going to cover, as I may do a Diablo 4 Season 1 worst review and cover that there. This review is for people looking to dip their toes in. Veterans already know what they're getting and what's in store. Seasons will bring more content and more storylines, and of course bring with it the ARPG tradition of seasonal characters. For those not in the know and are brand new to ARPGs, it's where you make a brand new character that goes through this seasonal content. It's basically like playing a season ladder in an FPS game and MOBAs. You keep your eternal character always, but seasonal characters are just for the season. It's like playing a brand new game and everyone starts off on the same foot. Everything's fresh and new, but don't worry, you will get more than you paid for even if you don't participate in seasons and only use an eternal character. So, with that said, we are left with only one thing left to do. I award Diablo 4's combat and gameplay the Butcher's Commendation of Humbling Excellence. I award the story the Commendation of Rule 34 Lilith. Of course it's a thing, and it's exactly what you think. And the dungeons get the Commendation of Disappointment, the one thing Blizzard always remains consistent at. Thanks for watching. If you like the content and want more of this series, like and subscribe, Comment below with your experiences of Diablo 4 and follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/dyinglegacy to join me on the MMO adventures to come, and so I can drag you through content that you're not too fond of for my own amusement. Take care of yourselves everyone, and keep being awesome.